We have 227 cases of Blazing Dominion data for you. Well, make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So you guys love these data videos. We got some interesting topics of conversation with you here because looks like Konami's messing around with the Formioli a little bit here. Now remember, according to Konami, core sets are supposed to be even, or supposed to give the illusion of being even. Now, you're going to look at your secret data here, and you're going to notice something interesting. So we had 560 Dominus Sparks out of 227 cases. I mean, that's not terrible. We had 565 Elf Note Regenas. For Jolius Harmonia, 557, 557 Blood Tree, oh boy. We also had 533 Crimson King, 557 Exceptional Schedule, but only 473 Solemn Report. That's interesting, to say the least. Now, we also had 560 Teller of the Fairy Tale, 557 Shade the Obscure, and 561 Power Vice Dragon. Hey, Konami, why are there less Solemn Reports in this batch? Because that's too big of a discrepancy. You're down like 60 copies in comparison to these other cards. I don't like that. Remember, they told us it's supposed to be even, but Konami's messing around with those ratios. Also, we're heading into a new block here in the future. I don't know if the even only rarity distribution will still continue to be true. Unless Konami reconfirms something, we're still going to analyze and look at these set ratios. Now, let's go down here into Ultras. Now, one of the first things you're going to say is, where's half of the Ultra data at, Robbie? Well, okay, so I'm going to explain a couple of things of interest to you for the Ultras here. So, there are three particular cards that are of noteworthy notes here. They are Rotary, Junardo, and Nervado. Conveniently, two of these are Power Patrons. I don't know why, but Junardo is 2.2 per case, is officially a ratio. There are 508 of those present within this data. Meanwhile, Rotary and Nervado are coming in at 2.9. Now, what about the rest of these numbers? The rest of them are 3.4 per case, which means you have a very decent chance of pulling 4 of these. Which tells me, if you buy a case, you might only be getting 2 Junardo, or, obviously on like a high roll, you might find 3. That's awful to think about. Now, Fada Dragna, Crackle, Gustav Rocket, the Charmer Quartet, the Flying Launcher, the GMX Monster, GMX Bell, GMX Fusion, Match Giru, Crimson Blade Dragon, and Grafleria are all going to be, I want to call them regular prints. They're going to be very easily available for you to pull within this set, and that's fine, but why is it that Junardo is a 2.2? And this is like the other thing too, like this set could have been a lot worse in the ultra rare department, because then you could have the Doom Z running around in terms of these ratios messing things up. This also might, affect Rotary's price a little bit. Like, for every case it's being bought and you're pulling triple triple Harmonia, triple Rotary, like, you did exactly what your case needed to do. But at the same time, if you're not pulling, all those Rotaries that you're going to need, that's a little bit rough. It's also kind of crazy because, like, I just saw a Blue Eyes list playing a copy of Rotary in the Blue Eyes deck just to use it as a tuner monster to go taking a peek in the opponent's hand. And if I'm seeing this shorter ratio here, that means I'm just going to cry. Like, spending $40 for a Rotary on early early access is such an incredibly crazy thing. Especially like if you want to play really bad ideas like I want to. We just get punished so much. Now, everybody's favorite insight and data, the Starlight rares. Now, one thing that we always have learned about these Starlight rares, there's always going to be some sort of discrepancy between these. Because obviously you can have lower numbers, but we also have to factor for, you know, variance. 217 cases is a god huge, or 227 cases. 227 cases is a very huge sample size. It's not the greatest, but you know, it gets you something to look into. So 40 Dominus Sparks. That's a good high roll. I'm actually very happy to see that, because that definitely ensures that that is one of the most wanted cards out of the set. Elf Note Regina coming in at 27. I mean, okay. Only 29 Harmonia. Considering that Harmonias on early presale were like 350 plus up to 400. That's a lot of money being made off of those. 30 Blood Trees. The Blood Tree is just not a good card. It is not a card that I really want to be pulling in this set. And it's like your downside to this set, right? Like, you're going to see things like the Blood Tree and you're going to be like, oh boy, you know, terrible cards to pull. We have 27 Crimson Kings. I mean, that's going to be fine. You got to remember, there's a lot of people out there that want to focus on playing the Red Dragon deck, and it's a one-of. I think that's probably like your biggest caveat, is like a one-of is not going to actually hurt you. The Solemn Report came in at 31, so that's about average. We also had 41 Exceptional Schedule. I will say, for the trained players out there that have been waiting for, you know, the arrival for this stuff, I do think you will have a pretty cool opportunity to, you know, be able to make the deck a little bit blingy, depending on, you know, how things are going to go. We also had only 29 copies of Teller of the Fairy Tale. We had 41 Shade the Obscure. Now, that's probably going to be a good one. I think Shade is probably one of the sleeper cards in this set, judging by how things are going, especially with, like, the pendulum interactions and things like that. I'm a little bit curious about that. Power Vice Dragon came in at 26. The only deck that's going to want 3 of these is going to be the Jack Atlas Turbo Special. And even at that point, it's not going to be that amazing. We did get 46 copies of the Red Nova Dragon Altard. That is awesome. That Red Nova Dragon is a beautiful card, and I do hope that they come in cheap. Unlike the Garden Rose Maiden, that one was pretty gosh darn expensive. Vada Dragna is also probably going to be an underrated one. I mean, it's a possible it's a possible super poly target, and a lot of people do kind of like to get their feet wet in getting those one-ups. And once again, it's the same thing with the Crimson King. One-ups. What is it? Rotary is 26. Well, shit. Gennardo's coming in at 29. Nervito's coming in at 27. Cool Tune Crackle at 31. The Gustav Rocket at 28. Charmer Quartet in Bloom, 43. The Flying Launcher, though, is 29, so both of those are pretty low. Of course, the GMX cards, 43, 47, and 44. I do certainly love when me world-exclusive premier TCG theme is rapidly available in higher rarity. Oh boy, just what I always wanted to pull. GMX cards in Starlight Rare. Yeehaw! There's a lot of sarcasm in there if you can't notice. Fairy Tale Mechgiru, 27. The Crimson Blade Dragon, 30. And Graflario coming in at 31. So, I mean, like, you got decent numbers here. Things to just kind of take note of, though. This is the first time I think I've seen a Secret Rare dipping down a little bit in numbers. Judging by the rest of the ratios and things present in these numbers, this looks right. We'll see where, you know, this set develops as, you know, more and more of this gets open, but Gennardo's looking kind of interesting. I wonder if that truly will impact the price of things, depending on where things are going to go. So please, take a second to leave a comment down below. I'll continue to try to deliver this data as these sets come out, but you guys have a good rest of your day, and stay safe out there, all right? Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.